Hello guys, welcome back. So I am going to be making myself some lunch and then I'm going to take a walk up Tumbala Mountain, which is not actually a mountain. I wanted to come on here today and just have a little chat because I've been doing some thinking, and basically I think I want to do vlogging sort of full time, maybe a video every day or a video every other day. But I really like the idea of vlogging. I've always been somebody that is on camera. You know, I was in a band. I currently do a podcast on the Central Club podcast. I've got my own YouTube channel, Benji Wild, which it was my music page. And I used to make some like edits. Like when we'd be on tour and stuff, I used to have a Canon 6D and I'd just be going around filming stuff. But I thought it would be cool to actually start my own vlog. I don't know how many eggs I put in there. That brings me to the second point. The second point is that I started off by calling this page the Big Hairy Golfer. And I love that name, but I've realized quite quickly that there is another channel called the Hairy Golfer. And it's not even like it's somebody far away. I live in Newport, South Wales, and the Hairy Golfer lives in Monmouth, which is, I don't know, 15-20 minute drive. There's no point with being immature. That's his page, you know, the Hairy Golfer. He does great content as well. I watch his videos now, but I'm not going to cry over spilt milk. Instead, tomorrow is 7 days since I originally set up the page. That means that I can actually change the handle of this channel tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna go with Be Wild Vlog. So welcome to Be Wild Vlog. I have to be careful because I'm so bad. I put too much salt in everything and I keep getting told off for it. That's what you're doing it. I'm not doing carnivore, but I have been implementing more carnivore meal ideas into my food. So right now I'm gonna make some scrambled eggs with some minced beef and avocado. One of my favorite things to put into my scrambled eggs, into everything, honestly, it's just so good. Mr. Brown's Jamaican curry powder. I make an incredible Jamaican chicken curry using this. Just a little touch, nothing too heavy, into some eggs and maybe a little bit onto the beef when it's frying. And honestly, you're away. You are away. Okay, we are burning. So in order to try and keep up somewhat with the carnivore diet, I've been using more butter, grass-fed butter for cooking rather than oil. Seed oils apparently are really bad for you, but nobody told me that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not on some sort of high horse. I'm definitely overweight and not somebody that takes the best care of themselves. So right now it's good that I'm at least making the effort to do things slightly better, because that's all you can do really, is improve a little bit each day. And I really do try for that, because I'm certainly not perfect. Close, but not quite. Get a nice bit of mince in there. Nice. Keep that for tomorrow. Yeah, so I've had a pretty busy week this week. I started off, me and my girlfriend, we climbed Pen y Fan, which is the tallest mountain in South Wales. We did that on Saturday. So Friday night, we went to bed nice and early and we were up at like 4 a.m. I did do a vlog on that, so please go and check it out. It's somewhere on this channel. Go and find it. Yeah, so that was really hard. We climbed Pen y Fan. It was not easy. People like to say that Pen y Fan is a small mountain. I think it's like 854 meters high, but it can be quite the challenge to get up there, and I really did struggle. But I made it because I am determined, very, very determined. And add my eggs in there. This is basically my first and only meal until this evening. I tend not to have breakfast, so I have something like this for, I guess you could call it brunch, breakfast and lunch. However, I am a sucker for a biscuit in bed. So yeah, I'm trying to eat like 2 meals a day, but I really need to stop snacking in bed, because that is the one that gets you. Got this new Jamie Oliver non-stick pan from my girlfriend's mum, and it's actually really good, and I'm not being paid to say that. Do you know what? Let's just stir the beef into that. All right, let's let that cook and chop up the avocado. I also Got a few little slices of cheese. This is going to be a pretty big meal, but I am heading off into the wilderness, so I'm going to need it. Mm. Mm. I never used to like avocado, but now I can actually eat one whole. It's sweet. It reminds me of a fruit. I used to think that it was pretty flavorless, but honestly, it's good eating. Do you know what? I don't need all of this. I think I'm gonna leave some of this in the fridge for tomorrow. Okay, so scoop a little beef and eggs onto the plate. Happy days, get in there, you. And I'll keep that for tomorrow. Okay, so that is my breakfast done. I'm gonna go and eat this. I'm gonna go jump in the car, and we're gonna go up to Umbarlum for a cigar and a chat. I've only been up here a handful of times. This happens to be one of the best places in the world to pick magic mushrooms. My plan is that I want to walk up to higher ground. I've brought my camping chair and I've brought a cigar, and I thought I'd sit down and talk to the camera and, you know, kind of give my mission statement for why Be Wild vlog and what the intentions are here. But yeah, why not venture into pastures unknown and see what I can do with YouTube, because I know so many people that actually have been successful with YouTube. I know people that make a living off of YouTube. It is doable. I've realized that I'm in a point in my life where I've got a lot to offer. I've got a lot of experience. I've been to a lot of places. I've met a lot of people. I've seen a lot of things that the average person can't really compare to. And, you know, I've been to places that most people will never go in their lives. I've seen things that most people never see in their lives. Some things that are good, some things that are bad. So I'm going to get to the top and then we're going to set up and have a little chat. It wasn't the smartest idea to do this in socks and sandals, but if anybody knows me, they know that's my thing. Oh wow, nice. Now we're talking. As I've told you already, this is Tumbalum. I'm not at the top, but I found a nice little bench where I could put my camera. I say camera, it's just an iPhone. This is the thing about making content for YouTube is, you know, I bought these microphones and I've bought the gimbal that you're rested on, the Steadicam. But aside from that, I'm just using my mobile phone. Same way, you know, everybody's putting stories on their Instagram or on their Snapchat. Well, I figured why not actually record like this and vlog it, and then who knows? I like having something to look back on. I like creating content that becomes a part of my history. For the sake of my daughter who's 6, she loves watching me on YouTube. She loves watching old stuff from my concerts and touring and my music videos. She really enjoys that kind of thing, and so do I, quite frankly. So this is just another sort of angle to do that. It is a bit frosty up here, but what a beautiful view. I can see that way too, but I thought I'd line you guys up nice so you can see that way. That works. What is my mission statement for the Be Wild vlog? What is it that I want to talk about? What is it that I want to show? What is it that I want to do? I realized that knowing that I have to create content if I'm going to run a vlog is quite inspiring. It gives me the energy to want to go out and do more things. And I found myself stuck in a bit of an awkward rut where, you know, I'm 35, my body is slowing down, my lust for excitement and life is slowing down, and I need things to get me up and going. My daughter is great for that because obviously she's young, she needs entertaining, but I don't have her every day. I wish I did, but she doesn't live with me. I think all men get to my age. Maybe this is it. I'm having a midlife crisis. That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm having a midlife crisis. Join me on my midlife crisis. I realized I haven't introduced myself. My name is Benji Wild, and this is the Be Wild vlog. I'm a fan of all things musical and artistic and creative. I love to smoke cigars, but I'm currently 20 something days off of smoking cigarettes, and I'm really enjoying not smoking cigarettes. What else do I like? Yeah, I like music. I was a rapper. I was in a pretty successful band called Asteroid Boys. We toured around the UK numerous times. We played Glastonbury, we played Download Festival, Reading, Leeds, Boomtown. We played all of those big festivals. We toured Europe. I played Rock am Ring, Rock in Park. We had a pretty successful career, but the band is currently inactive. I'm still friendly with the guys. In fact, we are currently just in the process of putting out an old mixtape that we never officially released. Just for a bit of fun, just for the fans to sort of have something to go down memory lane with. So that's good. That's good fun. But yeah, I went on to release some solo music. I had an album called Skull and Bones under Benji Wild, and I enjoyed that. But slowly but surely, it's becoming quite obvious that my time is up. To be a 35-year-old Welsh rapper, I don't think is really the aesthetic for me, and I don't think it's not lucrative. I have a full-time job. I couldn't be a musician full-time if I wanted to be. So yeah, it's just not viable anymore, and I'm doing other things to occupy my time. Now this is going to be a challenge. I've been smoking cigars for a few years now. I went to Jamaica and they had really decent priced Cuban cigars. That really sparked my interest back up, and ever since I've been really enjoying Cuban cigars, specifically Cuban cigars. I smoke other cigars, New World cigars, but I am a big fan of Cubans. This is a San Cristobal de la Habana. That is the cigar that I decided to come up here and smoke. That is actually delicious. And I brought 2 flasks of tea because yesterday when I was playing golf, 1 flask just wasn't enough. Oh. There's an acrobatic blackbird. So, what exactly do I want to vlog about? I figured that if I called the channel Be Wild Golf, then I kind of pigeonhole myself to strictly golf content, and that's not where I want to be. I want to be a bit more versatile. I want to be able to have conversations about world issues, political affairs, cigars, music, art. I like a lot of things. I am very broad in my thinking and in the things that I learn about and the things that I read. I love conspiracy theories. I am a big conspiracy theory fanatic. But if there's anything that you people who have started watching my channel would like to hear me talk about, then leave comments. I'm certainly going to read all the comments and probably reply to them and address comments in the vlog as well. In fact, it would be really helpful to help me get started and to know what people are interested in and what they'd like to hear from me specifically. Something that's very important to me at the moment is the fact that I am a dad. I went from being 25 years old and touring Europe and drinking every day and partying every day and getting myself into all kinds of shenanigans. I went from that lifestyle, which was extremely fun. Within 9 months I went from that extreme to another extreme, and I love being a dad. My daughter is so fun. She's so polite and so pleasant, and from the moment she was born all through her younger years, she's been an absolute blessing. She's just a great person, and I'm really grateful for that, because I hear some parents complaining about their kids, and that's sad, but some kids are difficult. Stop giving them so much sugar. That would be my first point to make. But I love being a dad. I didn't plan to be a dad, and although me and my daughter's mum worked really hard to work together and co-parent. We now have a really good relationship that works for the sake of my daughter, but it was difficult. We went through a lot of challenging and testing times, but we both respect each other, and we've both worked hard to come to this place in the middle where now me and my partner were recently at my daughter's birthday, and my partner and my daughter's mum were getting on super well, helping each other set up the party. And to me, it's a testament to the hard work that all of us had to put in. I love the saying, I believe it's an African saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And in this case, I really do feel that it's taken a whole community of people to work together and make it happen so that my daughter has the happiest childhood and the most love and the most care. That is so important to me. I value that so much. I value all the parties involved in that have made that happen for my daughter. I am really proud of all of us. That's something that I don't take for granted. But as I said, it's not easy. Quite often I have male friends who will talk to me about the struggles that they're having with being dads, with knowing how to communicate with the mothers of their children, not getting access to their children and stuff. And it breaks my heart because I was there once. There was certainly a difficult time. I try really hard to give the best sound advice to my friends in those situations because it's something that really, really resonates with me. I didn't have my dad in my life until I was 15. To be perfectly honest with you, even between then and now, he's still not been a very present father. He's currently in prison, and he has been for people coming down the mountain. He's currently in prison, and he has been for the past pretty much 4 years. He came out for a very short stint, and yeah, I love my father, but to be blunt, I would not like to be the father to my child that he was to me. I'm one of 10 siblings. We work hard to sort of maintain our family unit without our father being there, and family is very important to me. My grandfather on my mum's side, he was such a good family man, a hard-working man. He was like my father for the first years of my life. He installed in me one thing, if nothing else, and that is the value of family. And it took me a long time to become the man that can utilize that. I know they say men sort of mature slower than women. I certainly did, and I think I was lucky that I had this opportunity to tour and to have wild times and stuff, but it meant that I grew up a bit slower. But being a father now has really cemented the importance of family and the value that I have for that. So yeah, that's a good thing. That's something I'd like to talk about more on this vlog, certainly. And if there's any men out there or women out there that could benefit from some advice or some conversation about bringing a child into the world and navigating difficult times, I would love to be able to help you and support you in any way I possibly can. This is the first time that I've smoked this brand of cigar, and it's really nice. Very there's notes of nuts and wood and earth. Yeah, it's very creamy. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing my best attempt at covering as many bases that I could possibly imagine somebody would want to watch a vlog about. But ultimately, this is a vlog. It's a family vlog from a man's point of view. And not just a family vlog, but maybe it's what do they call it? Like a dysfunctional family sort of point of view. I've got some people coming up on me, so I'm going to be quiet a minute. Maybe say hello. Hi, girls.
Yeah, because this is the way I thought it would send us from the car.
Is that a King Charles Spaniel?
He's crossed with a Cavalier, yeah.
My first dog Rosie looked very like that.
Aww.
One time we went out we went out somewhere in the afternoon, and we came back and she'd eaten my mum's lipstick, and she had perfect red lips.
Oh my god. They eat everything, don't they?
Yeah.
Once we went out and he helped himself to a whole bag of custard cream. He wasn't even sick.
Oh God.
He demolished it. Yeah, he's quite a pig.
Lovely dog.
Yeah, he's lovely.
Bye.
Bye.
That's a true story. Old Rosie, she was my first dog when I was very little. Actually, no, my first dog was Peppy, but that was my nan's dog. But as I was saying, I did live with my grandparents. Me and my mum lived in the back room at my grandparents' house from when I was born till I was about 2 years old, before we went on into the world and went on our own adventures. I'm back. I was just thinking about why is it that I want to vlog so bad? And I think it's because I'm somebody that gets bored quite easily. I need hobbies, I need interests, I need things to keep me going, things to keep me inspired, things to keep me interested. For example, I started collecting cigars. I started, buying cigars, smoking cigars. I was all into cigars. I had to go to London to visit the cigar shops. I had to go to Bath to visit a cigar shop. Basically went on a mini tour of the UK to try and find different cigar shops. Then I'm in Tenerife. Anyway, you get the point. Then I got really into steak. I would be up at 4 a.m. watching videos of people cooking the perfect steak, learning about the different ranges of A1 to A5, Wagyu, and I was just obsessed with steak. It's gone out. How am I going to keep this lit? Yeah, so I was obsessed with steak. Then I got into wine, red wine in particular. I started studying the wine regions of France and Spain and Italy, Californian wine regions. I started studying wine regions from all over the world. I was fascinated. I'd start buying bottles of red wine and having taste tests, one against the other. I can tell you that the Bordeaux region of France is by far the best region for wine. Burgundy, Bordeaux, you can't really go wrong. But it's got to be French. It's got to be French. Or a nice Italian Merlot. Anyway, I've got to keep puffing this now because otherwise it's going to go out. But yeah, so then I was really into my wines. Great, excellent. Be into your wines, no problem. Then I decided, I could make wine. There is a vineyard close by here. Well, it's not close by here, but just across the mountains a little bit, there is a vineyard, White Castle Valley, and they make it's very cherry, very fruity wine. But once I realized that they were making wine in Wales, of course I decided I could make wine in Wales, which I did. I bought a kit offline, off Amazon I think, and I started home brewing my own red wine. But I didn't like the idea of just using the Merlot box mix that they give you. So I started getting grapes of my own and fruits of my own and fermenting those and making my own take on a Merlot, I guess. Then I started bottling that up. I made cool little labels. I call it the Bacchus Wild, the B Wild, Chateau de Shaftesbury. And yeah, so I now make my own wine. As you can see, I like to have interests and hobbies. And I tend to throw myself fully in. And that leads me up to the golf. I was putting the bins out one day. A fella walked past my house and he was wearing a hat that said Ping. And I recognized it as a golf brand. And I said, oh, do you play golf? And he said, yeah, I play a bit of golf. So we got chatting. I said, I'd love to play golf. And he was like, well, come and play with me sometime if you like. I can teach you the basics. I said, yeah, that'd be nice. I'm up for that. So then we swapped numbers and went our separate ways. We hadn't planned to meet or anything, but I was at a car boot sale with my girlfriend and I saw 2 sets of golf clubs. Bear in mind, my brother is, I think, 2 years younger than me. Yeah, I got one brother it's complicated. I'm one of 10. But my brother, we're pretty much the same age. Let's put it that way. And we've been speaking. My brother is really into his wine. We had a little cigar night at my house and we were talking about golf. I saw the 2 sets of golf clubs. I thought, boom, let's do this. So I bought the 2 sets of golf clubs, £10 each, so £20 for the pair, in case you're not very good at maths. Sorry, didn't mean to mansplain. And yeah, lo and behold, me and my brother, over the summer last year, we were out on the driving range hitting balls. My girlfriend was out there, and I just started to really enjoy it. Then came time to get out on a course. I realized quite quickly that I'm no golfer, but I love the sport. I really enjoy it, and that's what matters. Is I don't care to be good at things. I don't care to even succeed in the things that I'm getting into. All I want is to do them. I really enjoy just bloody doing things. I'm not going to be Britain's next biggest winemaker. I'm not going to be Britain's next biggest podcaster. I'm not going to be the next biggest vlog, but I am going to do a vlog today, a podcast tomorrow, and I might go play some golf and have a play around with my wine, because I'm not drinking it at the moment. I'm just making it. Anyway, you see my point. You see my point. I just like to do things, and I like the idea of trying new things. I go through phases. I might go to the gym every day for 6 months, and then all of a sudden I don't go to the gym for a few months, and then I take up cycling for a few months, and then I don't want to cycle. This is the second time I've climbed up a mountain in a week, and before that, the last time I went up a mountain, it doesn't even bear to think about. I'm also very excitable, so for me, sitting here quietly, I'm not even quiet, I'm getting excited, but for me, sitting up here, this is very different. This is very out of my comfort zone, but this is the kind of thing that I want to do more of. I want to sit down and think and learn and read, and I like, I do the Central Club podcast at the moment with my friend Cullen. He's got a brilliant podcast based in Cardiff, and he covers a wide array of topics, and I love that he's invited me to feature on there as a weekly episode, because it gives me the chance to discuss topics and things that I'm not talking about with anywhere else. I get to sit down with somebody who's also able to have a conversation and share ideas, learn from him. I get to sit down with somebody who also enjoys learning and studying different topics, and we get to have conversations, and we get to, we just get to talk. There's a big thing these days, a big push on men's mental health, and one thing is that they say that men don't talk. And I think it's true. For the most part, men don't talk to each other. And if they do talk to each other, they're not talking about anything of value, anything of substance. So for me, it's brilliant to be able to have that outlet to sit down with my friend and talk about topics, talk about world politics and current affairs, societal issues, just all sorts of things. It's great, and I really enjoy it. And that brings me back to vlogging, because vlogging is a good way for me to have open conversation without having to worry about defending my perspective or my point of view or debating. It's just a chance to share my day-to-day thoughts and activities with whoever it is that wants to watch, and I really hope that somebody's watching. Hello! There's nobody out here. Nobody's listening. And I think sometimes that's how it feels to be a man at my age. I know that's pretty deep, but it is true. Sometimes it's hard to put into words that you feel like you're screaming from the mountains and nobody's understanding or even hearing you. Wow. Ben, you are so fucking philosophical. I'm really just up here on my own. I really don't do things like this very often. I sort of struggle to be, I feel like I almost struggle sometimes to enjoy my own company. And I don't think that's a good thing. I can do it, there's been periods in my life where I've had no choice than to enjoy my own company. And I've used that time very creatively, very constructively. But day to day, I'm quite happy. I suppose, my girlfriend's good company to be around. So I don't necessarily need to be away from anybody and hide away. But sometimes I think it's nice to have things you can do by yourself that you enjoy, because I don't very often. I hope that this vlog is good for this sort of self-reflection. I do hope that I get to learn a lot about myself, as well as thinking about the externals. I want to create content rather than consuming all the time. I saw a video actually of a guy who does vlogging, and he said that he realized that he was always consuming, eating, drinking, watching videos, reading books is even consuming, he said. And it's true. And I consume a lot. And all of a sudden, I just want to put something back out.